Hi. I just brought up a bunch of stuff from the basement. I've got to make dinner for tonight. So I just threw my kids outside because it's nice out and they need to go outside. So if you're new here, hello. Hi. My name is Amanda and I am a mom of 6. My oldest is 16, my youngest is 2. We homeschool. I'm a stay-at-home mom, obviously. So today has been kind of a weird day. So I made hamburger buns for lunch, and the kids had sandwiches with it, and I have like 15 or 16 buns left, which I'm pretty sure is enough for dinner. But I went down and I got this 10-pound bag of potatoes. I forgot to order potatoes on my Azure order, which is super annoying because I was so sure that I ordered 50 pounds of potatoes from them. But anyways, I digress. I'm going to make baked potatoes in my Instapot. I had been doing baked potatoes in my crock pot, and it works great. Don't get me wrong, because like it makes the skin crispy and everything, but it takes like 10 minutes to do it in the Instapot. So that's what I'm gonna do. I was gonna make French fries, but I just decided against it. And I have been decluttering all week because my husband did like a mini kitchen remodel type thing. He put this cabinet there, that cabinet there, and then I had that shelf, that open shelf there, but we adjusted this one. This had other things in it and we made it just 3 shelves, and it just works so much better. I'm not a big like having like modern open shelving just for the point of having modern open shelving. I'm just not about it, and that's what I had. So like where this cabinet was, there was like these 2 racks like you could hang things on. It made absolutely no sense for people who actually like cook in their kitchen. And then here, same thing. This had the 2 shelves over there, and that's where I had kept like my cups and stuff. And it just wasn't very functional because they were all, and excuse this because I haven't decluttered this yet, so you can see where the cabinets were hung. And this is like a hallway down the way from my kitchen, okay? And so I have my shelf here that is essentially like a pantry for like my bulk baked goods and stuff that I use to cook all the time, and my appliances up there, because I don't have a ton of cabinets. But this is off the beaten path. It works. It's functional. And so I'm grabbing my Instapot. So my husband, oh, and it's not focusing. There we go. So my husband knew that it was like driving me crazy, and last weekend he had the day off work, and so he did that for me, and he made it functional for me. It was just so much better, so much better. And so I have been, it kind of got me in the mood to declutter things. So I went around my house and I have been decluttering and like going through. So I had like several boxes upstairs, and try to keep in mind, I've been through kind of a traumatic 4 years of where we've moved 3 times in the last 1.5 years. We had a really traumatic fixer-upper experience, and selling that house was like a nightmare. And it's just been our housing situation has just been kind of unnerving, to say the least. So like when we first moved in here, like obviously I'm so happy, I'm so thankful to be here or whatnot, but it's almost like kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop type of feeling. Like just, it's like a trauma response. And so Brackston taking those cabinets down like almost just made me feel free to where I could like finish unpacking. Like it was like 8 boxes up here, and it took me a total of like 2 afternoons to do, which is like wild and crazy that I did that. But like got me in the mood to get things finished, especially because Christmas is around the corner. And so it just kind of like breaking that trauma like response basically is what I'm doing. So I've been doing a lot of that this week and just getting things in order. And I took a bunch of stuff for donation and that felt really nice. And I'm almost to the point where I can start going through and decluttering and getting rid of things in my basement, which is the point I've wanted to be at, because we have a huge basement, but it's so chaotic because we just emptied our storage unit and we put everything down there. And I said, this fall and winter, I will go through this stuff. I will go through it. So today I had like, I had an intrusive thought and I'm glad I did it because I needed to know the information. So I'm not a big fan of the color of my cabinets. I don't like the yellow. Okay, potato. Where's the potato button? Oh no, I did pressure. That's what I did. I did pressure cook for 10 minutes. So I don't like the yellow on my cabinets. I just don't. So when we pulled these cabinets off, you can see the original green, okay? Well, on the yellow here, some of it is so thin that I thought, I wonder if I took a paint scraper and I just gently started peeling away at it, maybe the green would appear. But I got a surprise. They painted it black. So they did like a charcoal paint. Like you can see the green there. So they painted the charcoal, like the chalk paint. I don't know why I said charcoal. Chalk paint. They painted chalk paint on. And this actually adhered pretty good. But this is flaking so easy. Like this took me like 15 minutes to do. It's flaking so much that before I can paint these cabinets at all, I'm going to have to get this layer of paint off because it wasn't prepped properly. And so anything that goes on there paint wise is going to peel off, right? So I'm glad I know that. I'm glad I know that it wasn't green that I'm actually saying. It's actually black. It's fine. People can do what they want with their houses, you know? But that's also the weird thing is like some of the cabinets on the inside are like a tan. I don't know. I love the previous owners. I do. They're so sweet people. They were so good to us. They just like to paint, you know, bless their heart. But I'm actually thinking, so you can see that hallway down that way. I'm not good at pointing when I'm on camera. That way, okay? Down that hallway. So when we took the cabinets down, we noticed the original wood, which we knew that that was originally wood. We knew that they had painted that. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind the white. But when we took that down, I was like, I really like the wood. So I'm actually thinking about maybe, this might be a next fall project. I'm actually thinking about taking the white paint off of that. So all that to say, that's what I got into today. And I'm doing something super simple and easy. For dinner tonight, I'm doing sloppy joes. And I brought up green beans. I'm just gonna make those with some butter and salt and pepper. And I also grabbed oranges because my kids do love to eat fruit with dinner. My kids love fruit all the time. But I'm gonna do baked potatoes with it. And like I said, I have buns over there. And I was thinking about maybe even making a couple of other things like for tomorrow, just because my husband had to go into work late today because he had a doctor's appointment. So he's going to be home later than normal tonight. So I was thinking about maybe making some pizza dough. That's what I was going to do, is I was going to get some pizza dough ready so that tomorrow night, because pizza dough gets better the longer it sits. So I was gonna make pizza dough so we could do a pizza night tomorrow. Okay, so now that you really asked for it, but I have had people ask me in the past how I feel about the Azure standard canned vegetables.
Do you think the puppies are big enough for treats?
They're fine. Yes, they're big enough for treats.
I want to give them the little steaks.
Yeah, they're big enough. They're fine. Like, it's not like mind-blowingly different than normal canned vegetables. Like, they taste like normal canned vegetables. I like them, but like corn, I care more about corn being organic than green beans. I don't know, just everybody has their preferences. I'm probably just gonna go back to getting my canned veggies at Aldi, to be completely honest, because it's like 50% more to get it through Azure. So yeah. Okay, so all that to say, it's good, they're fine. I'm just gonna go back to Aldi, but you know, just do your best within your budget and trust the Lord with the rest. Literally. So easy, so simple. I'm gonna put those on the stove and I'll start the sloppy joes. Caleb wants to say hi. He's showing you a picture. Say hi.
Hi.
Good job. All right, go back outside.
Oh, I was gonna put bunnies in the chicken coop.
That's fine. I think I left the door open. Okay, let's start sloppy joes. Okay guys, I've got 3 pounds of ground beef cooking with a medium onion. I mean, I feel like people's idea of onion size is like so relative. Seriously though. But just like a normal size onion. But so this recipe that I use for sloppy joes is from Pioneer Woman, and it's in one of her original cookbooks, but she just came out with this cookbook, the essential recipes, and basically she went back through like all her cookbooks and like the ones that are like her staple recipes, she put them in here and she tweaked them to make them better. So like if you're a beginner cook, I would highly recommend you getting this. I'm probably gonna buy a copy of one of these for both of my daughters, to be honest, for like when they get married, because it's that good. And it's just such a good sloppy joe recipe. It's literally so easy. I mean, obviously I know that you can just get manwich and pour it in a pan, but this is so much more flavorful. It is so tasty. I can't actually, I can't eat manwich anymore. It's gross. The chickens are scared of the bunnies?
Yeah. I put Bruce in there and they're all in their little pen thing and they're like scared of him.
That's okay.
It's funny. Because it's just this little rabbit and he's like, hi guys. And the chickens are like, ah. How are you filming?
Yes. You want that cut out?
No, it's fine. It's funny.
Okay. Okay, take the other one out there. Don't forget to put their hay out.
No, I won't. I'm going to try to put stuff out.
Okay. So, I got everything ready over here. I put it all over here. I don't normally cook like that. Usually I just make 55 trips while I'm doing it, but this meat's still got a little whiles to go before I start adding stuff in. Her recipe calls for 2.5 pounds of meat, and I do 3 because when we get our beef processed, I get it in 1.5 pound portions. I'm probably this year just gonna ask them to do it in 3 pound portions, because everything that I do, I probably have them do half in 3 pound portions and half in 1.5 pound portions. Because when I make spaghetti, I do 1.5 pounds of meat. When I do like hamburger helper or something like that, homemade hamburger helper, I do 1.5 pounds. But when I do like sloppy joes, when I do meatloaf, when I do meatballs, when I do anything that's like a heavy beef recipe, 3 pounds is like minimum for us. So we have a beef actually going to the freezer, or going to the processor in November, so I need to think about that. Emilynn wants to show the bunny.
Bunny break.
Come closer. The bunnies are going outside.
Rachel.
They've been in the, yeah, this one's Rachel and the other one's Batman or Bruce.
It's Bruce.
His Batman is also Bruce Wayne though, so I mean it's both. So Emilynn's taking those out. They're gonna go out to the chicken coop and see how they like it because they're making my basement really nasty. So I have a lot of grease in there and I'm gonna soak it up. So unrelated to dinner is that I posted a story on Instagram the other day where I was talking about how Woody was like feeling sad that he wasn't with the cows. And a few people were like sad for Woody. And what I didn't disclose that day is the reason that Woody's by himself is because he bit Gertrude and bullied her when she first came. And so we separated them. So when we got Margot, we kept them separated because, ooh, did you get scratched up?
Yeah.
So we kept them separated because, again, Margot is much smaller than Gertrude, and Woody would, like, most definitely bully her. Well, he was feeling lonely, and we felt bad for him. Well, Nikolai felt bad for him.
Because he kept braying all the friggin' time.
Yeah.
He was like,
Yeah, he won't quit braying. And so, Nikolai was sick yesterday, and he stayed home from work, but he wanted to go out and see Woody. And so he went out there and he attempted to, so for all the people who felt sad for Woody, he went out there and attempted to integrate them together, and it didn't go well.
Hey. In the living room. You gotta have it in the living room. Oh, you can say hi real quick.
Okay, thank you. I don't want to get copyrighted.
Go sit in the living room.
So we attempted to migrate them together, and Woody,
Because you're trying to be nice.
Woody bullied the crap out of Margot and bit her multiple times, and he had to get separated. And the reason I thought about that is because he's out there braying right now, and he's whining because the kids are all out there, and he just wants people
When he's a
to
spoiled
give him
little donkey,
attention.
he gets grain in the mornings. He gets grain from 2 different people. He gets hay. He gets a tub full. Like he's a spoiled rotten dog.
No, guys, you need to go back outside right now.
I was gonna ask, could you open the basement so if you wanted I could get the rabbit food?
I'll get it in a minute. I shut the basement on accident. Just
In a minute. Go in a minute. Oh, Caleb wants to show you our newest Tuttle Twins catalog that we got. Show it. Oh, so cool. So cool. No, 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 no. See, when one comes in, they all want to come in. And now my camera fell over. And so I have to redo this. So anyways, Woody was out there braying. And that's why I felt like I should tell you. Don't feel too sad for him. Okay, I just put pepper in there. I'm putting chili powder in. Yes, there's measurements. I measure with my heart. I'm sorry. Chili powder in. And I'm going to do salt. Again, I measure with my heart. I will be to the basement in a minute to open it for you.
No, I know. It's fine.
Garlic. That's what I forgot. Okay, got some garlic. It says 5 garlic cloves, so again, measuring with my heart, 2 big scoops. We like flavor. Not Nikolai though. Nikolai does not like flavor. He always says that it's spicy. Okay. It says how much? Half a teaspoon.
See, you learned my hack. You just peel off this part, and usually.
And then mustard.
No, it's probably not my hack. I probably saw it somewhere.
It says mustard powder, but I just do regular mustard because I don't like having. I like to have seasonings that I use regularly. I don't like to just have random stuff. And this is literally the only thing that I would use dry mustard in. And there goes Woody again. Okay. I just wanted that garlic to start cooking. So anyways, I get this Worcestershire sauce from Azure, and it is the best that I've ever had. It gives so much flavor. Like, oh, it's so good. Like, so good. I probably double what she calls for Worcestershire sauce, and I don't even care. I literally don't care. Oh, that just exploded all over my hand. Gross. Ugh. My shirt. Ugh. Okay, and then the last thing is some brown sugar. I think it was like, what is it? 2 tablespoons. Okay. Again, I measure with my heart. That's why it's hard for me to give people recipes. And then 1 cup of water. That's literally it. It was so easy. She also calls for a bell pepper. I hardly ever have bell peppers, to be completely transparent. If I have bell peppers, I will happily put it in there. It's delicious. I just like never ever have it though. Oh, it smells so good. She also changed, in the recipe, she added tomato paste, which I'm guessing that's to like thicken it and to give it a little more of a deep flavor. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not going back to the basement. I didn't bring tomato paste up because I don't typically need it for this. Hi, Caleb Abner. Leave it alone. Everything is nice and mixed. Let's show you what it looks like. Ooh, she looks good. We got the green beans going too. I can confidently show you that because Chloe cleaned my stove today. So I'm gonna put all these away and then I'm gonna start on some pizza dough. So I'll be right back. Okay, so that's simmering right now. I got these containers at Home Goods. When I worked in kitchens, we used these, we call them deli containers or whatever. And that's literally what it says, deli containers. And these are really great. They're reusable. And I'm gonna make the pizza dough and then I'm gonna put them in these containers to store, is what I'm gonna do. So I am, again, I'm using the Pioneer Woman cookbook. Hey, I can help you in a minute. It's yucky. It's yuck. I don't know what Lucas left in there. I'm gonna go ahead and make double the Pioneer Woman pizza crust recipe that's in this same cookbook that I just told you about. I'm gonna double it so that we can make 4 pizzas tomorrow night, because we always have to have 1 cheese pizza and then we do kind of fun. We typically do like a cheese and a pepperoni, and then we do kind of like a fun one where we'll do like sausage, we'll do pineapple, peppers, onions, those kinds of things. Okay, so again, I'm doubling this. So for 1 batch, she goes for 1.5 cups of water for 1 teaspoon of yeast. I'm doubling it, so I'm doing 3 cups of water and 2 teaspoons of yeast. Okay? Okay? I'm doubling. So basically you're gonna get this activating. I'm gonna stir my sloppy joe. Okay, I'm gonna try this sloppy joe real quick to make sure I don't need anything. Brackston and I went to Pawhuska, to the Pioneer Woman town, and we did her mercantile, and we stayed at an Airbnb, and I got to go to the lodge for our 17-year anniversary this year in June. It was literally so good, and the food was so stinking good. We ate at the mercantile once for breakfast, and then we went to P-Town Pizza, and we had pizza and we had steak, and it was literally so good. So let's try this. Literally doesn't need anything. Literally so good. So good. So stinking good. Actually, I'm gonna quit simmering it. It's so good. Again, doubling the recipe. A single recipe calls for 4 cups of flour. I'm doing 8. And 8. Okay. So then salt, 2.5 teaspoons. Again, I'm doubling, so I'm doing 5. Just remember I stirred that. Oh, glad I realized that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to do 1/3 cup of oil, plus more as needed. So because I'm doubling, I'm going to do 2/3 a cup of oil. And she says to drizzle. So first she says to mix the salt in. Okay, done. Guys, if there's one thing that I think is worth asking for on your Christmas list, it's a Bosch. Drizzle until it's been fully incorporated. Okay. Clumping a little bit, and it's getting mixed in there. The yeast is starting to froth in our cup. Yeast is getting frothy up at the top. We're just going to slowly add this in. I'm making a mess. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Stop. Put the lid on. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We caught it. Just in time. It made a minimal mess. She says don't overwork the dough. I've never made this before. I've made other pizza dough recipes. And my experience in making pizza crust professionally in restaurants is that you want the gluten to activate. She says don't overmix it. It's a little smidge dry to me, so I want to add a little water. Just want to add a little bit. Like a teensy tiny bit. Because I just don't, with bread and making doughs, you really have to get to know like what it properly feels like for you to know if it's right or not. And so this has more of like a rough texture, and it should have a pretty nice and smooth texture, in all honesty. So I'm already liking the way this is looking better from me just putting a little bit of water in there. And I'm gonna let this fully knead, and then I'm gonna break it, and I'm gonna put it into these containers, and I'm just gonna let it refrigerate until tomorrow night. So yeah, I'm just gonna let it go. Okay, just turn this off. Let me turn the water off. I was cleaning up my mess. Oh, I didn't even turn it off all the way. I was cleaning up my mess while I let this knead for a minute. I'm pretty happy with the consistency of this dough. Now, the pizza crust recipe that I typically do is Jill Winger's from the Prairie, what is it called? Where is it? The Prairie Homestead Cookbook is what I typically do. It's what I typically do. Here, let me do this so I can show you what I'm doing. So I just want to smooth this out a little bit more. And let me wipe this mixer off real quick and put it back. If you find that cooking from scratch overwhelms you, it's probably because it just gets really messy. And if you clean as you go, it feels less overwhelming. Also, funny story that didn't get shown because I wasn't filming it was that the dough knocked my lid off the mixer. It was actually funny. So if you just try to keep up with cleaning as you go, it's a little less intimidating. Okay, so I just want to fold this into itself and make it nice and smooth. Now remember, I doubled this recipe, and Ree says that it makes 2 pizza crusts. So I should be getting 4 pizza crusts out of this recipe. So we're gonna cut it in half. And then we're gonna cut it in half again. And there we go. We have 4 dough balls, okay? Now, ooh, I'm gonna use this paint scraper to open my thing. Okay, so open my containers. I should have done this earlier. So I just need 4 of these. And I'm making a double batch. But if this recipe goes super well, and again, I'm tucking this into itself to make a nice little ball. And here's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna put a little smidge of oil in each one. This is not something that the cookbook says to do. This is just something that I know personally to do, because otherwise your pizza crust is gonna stick to everything in there, and it just makes it easier to deal with. So I made it a ball. I'm gonna put it in. I think I need the next size up. I need the bigger containers. Hold on. Thankfully I bought them. Okay, thankfully I also bought the second size up containers because these are too small. That's okay. No big deal. No big deal. I just put oil in all of them, you know. No biggie. Oh my good grief. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 containers. But I also need lids. They're at the bottom. It's fine, guys. It's fine. We know what we're doing around here, right? Just kidding. Okay. Meal. Guys, I am like second guessing my container situation here. Okay, well, they're just not going to be pretty dough balls like I wanted to present. That's fine. Such is life, right? Okay. I like want all this oil to go in there because it's expensive. I don't know why I'm doing this when I know that I've just got to shove it in there. That's what I'll do. I'll just do this. There we go. Because the thing is even though it's going to slow down the yeast being in the fridge, it's still going to expand somewhat. So putting them in the smaller containers would be really stupid because I would wake up to the container's lids being popped off. So it's just not smart. So, okay. Which I don't even know. I'm second guessing myself with all of this. It's fine. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it because we've already made it this far. Like, we're just gonna do it. And if this doesn't work, what I'm gonna do, hold on, let me wash my hands. Okay, so if these containers don't work out the way that I wanted to when I bought them, I have these Cambro containers that I can put these in there and let it sit overnight and it'll be totally fine. So I'm gonna put these in the fridge and I'm gonna start plating dinner. And now I've gotta clean all this stuff up before I can actually start plating dinner. Okay guys, there's everybody's plates. Here's mine. I'm not feeling like a bun tonight. I'm also not super hungry. So there's dinner. Thanks for spending the evening with me. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll put my handle down below. I show a lot more like day-to-day content. I share some like day-to-day recipes there too. So and make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. I like to interact with you guys and talk to you in the comments about everything you guys like to talk about. So see you next time.
Goodbye.